time for your Mobility 2 video from Positive Flow. This one's just going to have 2 stretches, but we are going to ask for some of those pails and rails in them, so it'll chew up a little bit of time, so hopefully you're ready for the 2. We're going to start with a half split, which will target a good hamstring stretch. Good for the low back, obviously for the hamstrings, glutes, everything that's connected to that giant muscle. And then we're going to end with a supinated twist stretch, which is another great one for the low back and the rib cage through here. So I'll go ahead and demo the half split one. So you're going to find something that you can put your leg up on, chair, table, doesn't have to be anything major. And we're using a cooler here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick my right leg first, and I'm going to prop it up on the stand. The first thing you're going to think of doing is tilting the pelvis. So if you had like a little pencil here in your hip crease, you basically want to keep your chest up but try to squish the pencil, if that makes sense. So I'm going to prop up here, go ahead and open my chest up, tilt the pelvis back, and try to squish that pencil there without letting the back or anything round. And then I feel a stretch in my hamstring today right about here, so I'm just going to hold myself there. 2 minutes, nice and relaxed. I have tried this on the ground too. It works really well for the stretching portion, but I found that it's much easier to have your leg on something when it comes to the pails and rails part. So I'll use the next 90 seconds to describe that while we're stretching. So when it's time, we're gonna do some of that radiating stuff and muscle squeeze. So you would start by squeezing the stomach muscles first, as if somebody's gonna come punch you in the stomach. You would brace there first, and then the motion that we're gonna be focusing on while we radiate that squeeze is driving the heel into our platform here. So, but the heel drive, I want you to feel it from the glute back here. So this is pushing into the platform, this is helping push, this is helping push, and then as a result the heel's just going to drive in there. We have about another 30 seconds until we start that. After we do about 45 seconds worth of ramping up the squeeze, we're going to try to pull the leg the opposite way. So what you'll think about, I'll ask you to still be squeezing, but you're going to think of actually trying to physically lift your leg up this way while you bring the upper body deeper in a stretch at that time. Hopefully it makes a little more sense when we go through it, and then the more you do it, the more it's going to make sense. So in 3, 2, 1, we're going to start that stomach squeeze. So brace the stomach like someone's going to come punch you in it, and then I'm going to slowly start driving my heel into the platform, remembering that it's coming from this muscle group here. Go ahead and ramp that up to 20%. I'm going to start squeezing my arms and fists and lower leg. 30%. We're going to 50. Let's go 40%. Really drive into that thing. If your hands are close to it, you can go ahead and touch it. And now I want you to go as high as you can safely. So I'm squeezing everything here, driving into the box for 3 more seconds. 2, 1. Now I want you to think of trying to lift your leg. So I'm basically going to try to lift it off this, keep squeezing. It's not coming off, but I'm thinking about it as I pull myself deeper into the stretch. Try to keep that same pelvic tilt like you're smushing that pencil, if that makes sense. 2, 1, relax. Relax everything, and see if your body wants to droop deeper into that stretch at all. Nice job. Take your time moving out of it, and we've got one more leg. Go ahead and plop that other guy up there. Square up the hips. Tilt the pelvis just a little bit. Squish my pencil here, and lean forward. We've got 2 minutes here. This is where you do the nice big breaths if you can. Just see where your body wants to plop for the day. If you do need something to hold up here, feel free to grab something. This part of the stretch should be relaxing. Nice job. We have 1 more minute. Take about 3 or 4 seconds to get a big breath in. Hold it in for about 3 or 4 seconds. And then a big exaggerated exhale out. Try to keep that pattern for the next 40 seconds. Alrighty, so we've got about 10 seconds till we start that ramping up. So what you're gonna think about first is bracing that stomach. So we've got our stomach squeeze going. And then I'm gonna start driving this heel into the box here. Here we go, 10% squeeze. 20. 30. I'm squeezing my quads in the front here on this leg, squeezing them on this leg. It's 40. I'm squeezing my arms. And as high as you can, safely, radiating everywhere. Push down into that box. 3, 2, 1. Continue the way you're squeezing and try to lift the leg off of the box as you pull yourself deeper into the stretch. Keep squeezing. Try to actively pull the muscle the other way for 3, 2, 1. Relax everything. And see if your body wants to go any deeper into the stretch. Feel it out. Hang for 10 seconds to 2 minutes. And then we'll pull our next lovely coach out. And now I just get to lay down.
All right, you guys, great job on that half split stretch. Now we're gonna focus on the supinated crossover with the leg here. So we're gonna have Kelsey lay down however she's comfortable. We'll make sure you guys understand where the leg is going, okay? So I'll stay probably out of the picture as much as I can. So once we get full contact with the body on the ground, our back is going to be on the ground to start out with. What I always try to tell folks is think about making contact with every piece of your body on the ground. That way you know it's fully flush to the ground. Once you're in that position, Kelsey's going to go ahead and lift her knee towards her stomach as far as she wants to. And now she's going to come across the body, okay? She can hold with the hand, that way it stays in the place that you want and you feel the most stretch out of this, okay? You're gonna feel a good pull from the back hip and the glute. And this also hammers away at the IT band, which is this little strand of muscle and tendon that goes from the hip all the way down to the knee, which is really hard to get, and this is one way to get it big time, okay? So we're gonna relax here for 2 minutes. Again, this is passive. It's just slowly the knee will start to drop down towards the ground the more you stay in this position. Inhales and exhales are going to be super important on this one. So good big inhale, great exhale, and feel the knee get droopier as you exhale each time. Again, we're doing this for 2 minutes. Yeah, so like we said earlier, the entire back side of your body should be making full contact with the body up here. Now that the lower back is off the ground because you're pulling, everything above it, we're going to try to keep in contact with the ground. This arm is nice and level with the ground. Try not to let that upper body peel up off the ground. You will feel from the mid rib cage area, the lower back is going to kind of be pulling off the ground because you're pulling it in that direction, and that is okay. Got about 20 seconds. 20 seconds left. Again, we're going to do our pails and rails. So when we're doing our pails, we're going to be pushing this knee and leg up against the hand, so the hand will hold it in place, and we're just going to create pressure upward. Make sure the whole upper body is still making contact with the ground when we are pushing up through that hand, okay? And then we will pull the opposite direction, which will be down towards the ground when we're doing our rails for the last 10 to 15 seconds. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and squeeze the stomach first, and then we're going to start applying pressure with the knee up through the hand to the sky. Keep that contact with this back shoulder back here and the upper shoulders on the ground as well. And we're just pushing. Keep driving into that hand, keep squeezing that stomach. Good tension throughout the body as well. Increasing, keep pushing. We're gonna push.
More and more.
And we're gonna go ahead and push at maximum, as much as we can push through that hand. And then go ahead and push the opposite direction into the ground.
So keep your squeeze. You don't really need this hand at all. You're trying to actively pull your body yourself. The hand can aid a little bit, but not much.
Keep driving, and relax. And go ahead and stay in that position. If you want to get a little extra stretch, 10 seconds to 2 minutes. Again, same rules always. And now we're going to switch sides when you're ready. If you need a little break in between, the hips might feel a little tension or kind of funky, but just give it time and then go ahead and switch over. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to the other side, bringing the knee up towards the stomach just like before.
Sorry.
And now we're going to go ahead.
Booting them off the blanket.
It's okay. It's nice dirt. And we're just going to keep that leg slowly drooping towards the ground. Hand to keep the position, and you notice that other side is flush to the ground as well. We are in 30 seconds for this other side. We're holding this for 2 minutes. Again, on the pails and rails, we're going to be driving the knee up into the hand when we tell you in about a minute or so. Again, we want to think about squeezing the stomach before we even think about pushing through the leg. As you push through that pails part, you're going to feel some tension in the glute and possibly in that hip and IT band. That's what we want. We want that distraction. That way we get it open a little bit more. We have about 40 seconds and then we'll start pushing. And when we start our pails and we push against the hand, we want to incrementally get the push stronger and stronger and stronger over the duration of time. So I'll try to do a better job at explaining percentages on this side when we are pushing. Sorry.
That's okay.
We have 20 seconds. A few good inhales and exhales before we go. We have about 10 seconds and we're going to start pushing. And we're going to start pushing and go ahead and start squeezing that stomach first. And go ahead and push in about 5 to 10%. All right, keep pushing. We're about 15%. Push. Keep squeezing that stomach. Keep contact with the upper body. 20% push. Focus on the squeeze in the stomach. 30% push. Almost there, you guys. We're gonna go the opposite direction in a little bit here. 40%. And maximum push, as safe as you can be. Keep squeezing that stomach. And go ahead and go in the opposite direction, which is our rails. We're gonna push the knee to the ground. Good contact. Don't use the hand to push. Think about the knee driving itself. Good contact with the upper body and relax. Way to keep the squeeze on that push down towards the ground as well. You can hang out here for 10 seconds to 2 minutes, whatever feels good. This one should relieve some lower back tension if you're feeling anything in that lower spine. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Great job.
That was great.
All right, you guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Again, leave us some comments if we can improve with anything on these videos. We want to give you the most information we can. All right, you guys, have a great day.
Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.